Everything you've heard about scaling your coaching business to 6 figures a month is wrong. I know this because I spent the last 2 years learning the exact strategies coaches between $25,000 a month to $500,000 a month are using. The reality is they simply stop believing 6 myths that are keeping everyone else trapped. My name is Edmund and I'm 20 years old, and my agency has helped coaches and consultants scale from $50,000 to $200,000 a month. Last month we did $150,000, and I've personally helped coaches in all niches and all walks scale their coaching program. Now, what I'm about to expose might make some industry expert feel uncomfortable. If you're a coach who's stuck at the $50,000 a month mark and you can't seem to break past the $50,000 to $100,000 a month mark, and you're working 40, 50 hours every single week on your coaching program, launching program after program, then this video is for you. And most coaching experts won't tell you this because they're selling you on a myth that is keeping you small. Now, I'm not here to sell you on a false hope. I'm here to give you the unfiltered truth of what's actually working in 2025. Now, here's what we're gonna cover: the 6 toxic myth destroying coaching programs, the real math behind $100,000 months, and the exact framework I use to sell coaching programs past 6 figures monthly. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly why your current approach is capped out at your current income level, and more importantly, what to do about it. So go ahead and grab a notebook. You'll want to take notes for this. So myth number 1 is you need to lower your prices to get more clients. The most common belief is that cheaper prices equals more clients or higher revenue. This myth is financially crushing you because it creates a race to the bottom. And the main issue with that is that when you compete on prices, you attract clients who do not care about the transformation. Here's an example. I had a trading offer that before he started working with me, he was selling his coaching program for $100 every single month. And he was working 30 to 40 hours a week on students that really did not care about the transformation. The first thing I did when I came into this business is to change that pricing point from $100 a month to $5,000 as a one-time price. And that's a client that just currently passed the $120,000 a month mark. The example I like to use for this is that, would you rather walk into a clinic to a doctor that sees 50 patients every single day for $50, or a doctor that sees one patient every single day for $25,000? The clinic patient argues about wait time, questions every prescription, and shops around for cheaper options. The surgery patient trusts your expertise, follows instructions, and pays without hesitation, which are the same principles that are applied to coaching. Let's calculate the math. If your goal is to hit $100,000 a month and you're selling your program for $500, you're gonna have to sell 200 people to reach that goal. Whereas if you're selling your coaching program for $5,000, to hit $100,000, you just have to sell 20 people, which is really just 5 clients every single week. Focus on selling to people who value the transformation and, most importantly, have money. You want to make sure to position your offer as an investment to the future, not an expense. Study how luxury brands talk about their product. They never compete on the price. Myth number 2 is that you can build a coaching program around work-life balance. To be honest, million-dollar coaches operate differently to most. They're obsessed about momentum and results. I remember when my agency hit $100,000 a month, I wasn't working harder. I was just working smarter on the things that actually push the lever. So here's what 98% of coaches don't understand. Your standards determine your outcome. When you accept almost just hitting your goals, you train yourself for mediocrity. The coaches hitting $100,000 a month get upset when they get close to 100K and don't hit it, whereas your average coach is gonna celebrate getting to that milestone. Now, I'm not saying don't celebrate, but what I'm saying is that to scale to $100,000 a month, you need to have a different mindset, because the coaches who are doing this do not accept mediocrity. And the way coaching programs are marketed throughout the internet is that they're just some easy business model. It's just some cash cow that you come in, get out, and quickly get money. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to focus on boulders, not pebbles. High impact activities that make your business move forward. Eliminate low value tasks that feel productive but do not generate revenue. Create daily momentum rituals that compact over time. Set standards so high that close enough feels unacceptable. And lastly, build systems that make working on your business feel more energizing than consuming content. Think of momentum like gravity. It's an invisible force that either works for you or against you. You'll either end up spiraling upward or spiraling downward. Now, most coaches think that once they figured out work ethic, they can start posting valuable content and clients are gonna come. And that brings us to myth number 3, which is the one that might be the most dangerous. On number 3, we have the belief that creating valuable content naturally leads to high-paying clients. And this leads us to what I call value trap. You become the person that everyone comes to when they need free value, and you train your audience to expect free value without having to pay for anything. The difference isn't audience size, it's having a sales system. Think about it like this: if you're a restaurant that gives free samples every day, people will come to you for free samples and not to buy a meal. Successful coaches use content as a filtering system, not a conversion system. Every piece of content should move prospects towards a sales conversion, not satisfy their need for transformation. Now, the way I want you to do this is create content with built-in implementation gaps. Show what to do, but reserve exactly how for paying clients. Also, use Pareto's 80-20 rule. 80% of your content is value-based, and the other 20% is unresolved tension that requires your help. Also, make sure to end every single piece of content with a next step that leads to conversion. That could be a follow me, that could be a go watch my free guide, that could be a free lead magnet. Lastly, position yourself as the guide who's already solved the problem that they are facing. Also, I want you to track content to consultation rate, not just engagement rate. Now, you might be saying, if content isn't the answer, then surely you need a massive audience to make 6 figures, right? Wrong. Myth number 4 is about to blow your mind. I'll be honest with you, the assumption that audience size directly correlates to coaching revenue is absolutely BS. This is the one myth that keeps coaches focused on vanity metrics instead of buying metrics. I had a client that had a total of 12 to 1,300 followers across all platforms, where we were able to manage to make $10,000 his first week of coaching program. Now, here's the real math. If you're in the real estate niche, would you rather have 10,000 people who know they need to start investing into real estate with money and capital, or would you rather have 100,000 people who just like motivational quotes? Quality beats quantity every time. The real math is about conversion rates and client value, not follower count. Now, what I want you to do is focus on attracting problem-aware and solution-aware prospects, not general audience. Also, create content that speaks directly to people who can afford your services, and make sure to use demographic and psychographic targeting, not broad appeal. And this is a tricky one, but develop a magnetic message that repels people who do not have the capital to invest in your program and who are just honestly the wrong fit. And lastly, track follower to conversion rate, not just vanity metrics like followers. Myth number 5 is the practice of offering free consultations in hopes of getting a sale through them. The reality is that free calls attract tire kickers who are not ready to make an investment into themselves. You're training prospects that your time has no value, making it harder for you to sell higher value services later. When I work with clients, the first thing we do is we eliminate any sort of free calls, free Discord, or anything like that. So that this way, this filters out non-buyers automatically. And I want you to think about it this way. If a doctor offered free consultations to everyone, would you trust their expertise as much as a person that's charging $15,000 for a consultation? The answer is no. When someone pays for a consultation, they're already demonstrating buyer behavior. They're pre-qualified as someone who values expert guidance instead of freebies. Now, the way I want you to implement this, if you're still doing some sort of consultation, you could do them as long as they're just not free. Make the entry point anywhere between $500 to $2,500 for a consultation with you, not a sales call. You also want to deliver significant value while also identifying larger transformation gaps. Use this 3-tier consultation structure. First is diagnostic for $500, strategy is $1,500, and implementation plan is $2,500. And if you're doing this, only offer your high-ticket coaches to people who've already paid for a strategy consultation. All right, so we've covered pricing, work ethic, followers, content, and consultation. But there's one more final myth that's keeping coaches stuck in 2025. And frankly, this myth might actually surprise you. And that's the myth that the market has moved away from course-based learning to one-on-one mentorship. Courses aren't dead. Bad courses are dead. See, the current place of the market is that it's split between two extremes. There's premium-based people who are selling $5,000 to $25,000 programs, and there's ultra-cheap people who are selling the program for $100 to $500 a month. The middle market is disappearing. One of my clients, when we first started working together, he was selling his coaching program for $1,000, but I completely stripped that out and brought it to $5,000 and made it a super ultra plan. And now we've generated over $500,000 in revenue in the past 6 months. Here's an analogy. Would you rather buy a Honda Civic or a Lamborghini Aventador? Most people would choose one or the other. They're not going to say, no, I'd rather have a Lexus. And that's the same exact thing with coaching programs. People either want cheap and basic or comprehensive and premium. The way I want you to do this is to position your course as a pre-work to your high-ticket coaching program. You want to create courses where you're actively involved in it. Use a hybrid model where it's self-paced plus live implementation plus community group. And lastly, track completion rate, not student results. And this is the one key that many coaches are currently not doing with their courses. So there you have it, the 6 myths that are keeping coaches stuck at average income levels while top performers are building 6- and 7-figure coaching businesses. And if you want the same results as my client, you could click the link below to book a call with me where we could go through and see if this is a great fit for us.